everybody. Good morning. Thanks for joining us for Politically Incorrect Knitters. I am Deplorable Knitter. This lovely lady is Ann Pinkova. I was just commenting on how lovely and put together she is this morning. Whereas you get me, hey, I just woke up. Thanks for coming. It's been a long week.
Hey, it has been a long week, not gonna lie.
Right.
I joked about my British country house shooters vest. So I
like it. I think, you know what? If I wore it, I would look ridiculous. On you, I like it. So
that's only a little backhanded, but thank you. I do love it.
No. It's not. It's not backhanded. I have a very I know exactly what looks good on me. If I put that on, you would laugh and we would laugh and then I would take it off. That's just how it would be because I just know these things.
And I'm like,
am I frozen again?
I'm glad. No, you're okay.
We've been having a little bit of issues this morning. Sorry, guys.
No, it's getting colder. The internet too freezes.
Southern Belle loves my drawers. I needed something off of these the other day. And I said to one of my kids, it's on top of the chest of drawers. And they go, I don't know what a chest of drawers is. I'm like, it's literally that thing that's made out of drawers. Could you please go get it? Yeah. So
Anyway, we are sponsored by the lovely Lynn of Chicken Lady Fiber Arts. You can go to chickenladyfiberarts.com and get 20% off your order of $50 or more with our code PIK Deviled. Yay!
I was forgetting what I was supposed to do. I got yarn though. I mean, I had half of it.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is her party at 1621. If you are joining us for the Politically Incorrect, the Puritanical Knitting Fun Run, holy moly,
as hosted by the Politically Incorrect Knitters, who we are.
I'm telling you guys, it's been a week. I am so happy to be here with you, but also words might not work. Just saying. But you can use the code PIK Devil to get cool yarn from Chicken Lady, which is really all that matters. Oh, and I wore these last night, so they're a little misshapen. Sorry. But it was cold at my house. My husband hasn't turned the heat on yet. So, it gets down in the 30s. I put your socks on and the long sleeve shirt. But ta-da! They were super cozy and lovely. And you can get those from chickenladyfiberarts.com. Mr. Chicken Lady cranks them with the cranker thing. I think.
Yep.
Not entirely clear on how that works.
Yeah. But yes, hand crank socks with a sock machine. You can do any color you like. You can choose your yarn. They are all reinforced. You can choose your size. You can choose your cuff length. You can have it custom made for you.
Yes,
yeah, that's great.
Yes.
And which is
great.
Because everybody needs extra wool socks. Everybody. And even if you're not,
if your husband won't turn the heat on, even if your husband won't turn the heat on, they're great to have. I needed them. It was very cool, and they're great, and they're cozy. So win-win-win. But yeah, check out Chicken Lady. She's cool.
She is very cool.
We like her.
She had a new gray that she came out with this week. And lots of stuff going on. I heard that she is starting dyeing the 2025 road trip advent, which is
Will Brady told you? Cool.
I'm excited. But yes, and I also I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to jump into on knitting, but I also
yours is actually grown up. Mine is still the same size as last week.
Well, I said yesterday that I needed a knitting project to be out and about with, and this is also the party like it's 1621. So it's looking a little darker on screen than it is in person.
Yeah. I'm looking for mine. I put it right in my lap. It's bright. See how my colors are quite brighter than Anne's? That's more accurate. But then it's on a sea of black, and who doesn't love black with a little bit of a rainbow in there? Come on. Here. Black like my soul, but a little bit happier. Oh, look how much brighter you got. Holy moly.
There we go. It's fading down. Sorry, that's That's an old YouTuber trick my brother taught me. He's like, yeah, if your camera's all messed up, make it reset by doing that because it auto adjusts. Anyways, and then it's faded back to darker. Just trust me. This one is much brighter.
In the dark.
I know. Sun only rose like 15 minutes ago, so
I know. It's that time of year. I was telling Anne before we started, I had to clean last night, which I don't normally do in the evening. And I got there at 4:30, and like by 5, I was like, I kind of want to shut the curtains, but because it's a rental house, they're like curtains are supposed to be a certain way. I'm like, if I shut them, I'll forget. But like everybody could see me in there doing whatever I was doing, which I hate. I hate that when, you know, it's dark out and the windows are, ugh. But it's all right.
No, I know.
But it's that time of year. That was my point.
There was somebody doing construction work on scaffolding across the street from me the other day, and it's still dark out, and I'm walking around, and I'm like, have my coffee and my PJs. I'm like, oh, there's a human.
Yeah. Yeah, because you don't expect him on the second story or the third story. So, you know, that's no good.
Anyways.
Cool yarn. Hey, what's our giveaway? Do we know? I don't remember.
Yes, our giveaway. It's in my lap. Sorry. That is Blue Hen of Delaware.
Oh, yes, I do remember. Yeah, it is very nice.
And I did get the email from the lady from last month's giveaway. So I have not forgotten. It's just still here because I need to package it up and send it out. But I got you. Okay. But you can just look at Eastern Bluebird, which is very pretty. But yeah, and Blue Hen of Delaware, as I said, this month's giveaway. Baron. So yeah, sorry. Comment below. That's the operative point. Comment below this video for a chance, once we are finished, for a chance to enter Blue Hen of Delaware. There you go. Anyways, did you want to start with other knitting stuff? I mean, I know we both showed the party like at 1621.
Yeah, I keep freezing, so sorry, everybody. I hope that you can still enjoy Anne. So, what have you been working on? Have you been working?
Well, I have been working, like I said.
You showed that. Sorry.
I started to say that I was out and about and knitting this. And I was that person who went to a football game and brought knitting and saw like, aren't you paying attention to the game? And I'm like, I really, look, I'm happy, guys. I'm happy. I'm with this crowd of people. I don't understand how football works. Okay, it's not my thing. That's all right, though. You're having a good time. But as you are having a good time, understand that there's only so much focus I can give to not my thing. Okay, just keep me a little happy. Let me knit.
I'm with you.
But otherwise, I've been working on my heart quilt. I don't know if I showed off my small heart quilt because I started another one. If I showed off the finished project. Oops.
You did, but everybody can enjoy it again, I think.
Yes. But yes, I have. Oops. Let's do the other way because it's better when the pink hearts are upright.
Oh, is that so?
Well, I think so.
That's funny.
But yeah, I have this blanket and part of my, well, I'll show you because I started another one, but I started with these little half hearts on the edge, and that is something that I wanted to fix. I wanted to do full hearts for this starting and stopping edge. And I also wanted to do an I-cord edge on the other one. That this is just plain, not slipped garter edge, which I mean is fine, but I think it would be neater, like be more kind of unified with that. But yes, this is my oh yeah, and you can see that the top lines get a little wavy. It's a little more obvious with this one. But there's a little bit of a wavy edge to that. And I'm like, if there was a more structured edge, it would avoid that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm with you.
But yeah, so this is again my cottage hearts quilt that I'm hoping to get the pattern out quickly. But just to ramble for a little bit about this, I was doing a lot of debating because I'm like, okay, I want to knit another one, and I want to knit another one more in my colors than this. Like this is super cute for a baby blanket, but like I'm not the pastel-y girl.
Okay, so put the blanket down. Look at Anne. Those are her colors.
These are my colors.
So the pink hearts are, even though they look better upright, they're still not her thing so much.
Right. I'm like, ooh, can we get some medium brown in there? We can get a couple. Yeah. So so I'm very, autumnal. I mean, it's getting to be cold weather season. On one hand, winter, that sucks. On the other hand, my color palette is in vogue.
You are something else, Sam. That's all I know.
Anyways, but yes, so this is adorable, working on the pattern. And so when I was grabbing stuff for the other one, it's this whole, like, I want to get the pattern out quickly, that I have, the main blocks figured out. I'm like, okay. And then because of the piece nature of this, I'm like, if I change the order of, half hearts go first. You see, as you go, there's like you can see with the purple here that it's 3/4, half, 1/4. So there's that because of how it's pieced, it changes. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. So I'll just have to swap around the order of what goes first in the pattern, and I'll add the I-cord edge, and then that'll be great. And so for this next blanket, and I'll just start showing as I'm talking. I'm like, okay. Also, I've been making so many throw blankets that it's like they're a good size, but they're not quite big enough for like a queen size bed. And so
they're not quite big enough for a 6 foot tall Amazonian South Dakota woman.
Exactly. So yeah. So again, it's the thing of like, well, I can make another baby blanket. I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to make another baby blanket. I want to make a real quilt for the real bed instead of like all of these small ones, which of course means that I'll have way more to knit when I again want to get it done quickly. So that's kind of an issue. But and then when I was doing the hearts, I realized that in DK weight, a queen size quilt is about 12.5. And I'm like, oh, don't want to do 13 either. Not that I'm really superstitious, little stitious. But I don't.
Not super justitious.
Well, the thing is that, like with the coffin quilt too, I mean, like coffin quilt was 13 across, you'd be like, well, it's a coffin quilt. With a heart quilt and it's 13 across, you're like, that's just bad juju. I'm not sure. I'm not really. But anyways, I will start showing off because I've got my cast on edge and I've got almost half of the first row of full hearts.
And do they have I-cords on them, or do they have
I don't know.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so you can see, I mean, there's a little bit of a wave still, but it's more structured and cleaner. And
if you chose to block it, you could probably get that right out there.
Yeah, and it'd be all fixed. Sorry. Yeah, I did get a little black in there for the fun run. Well, thanks. Thanks, Joan. Yeah, Joan is first to sign up for the test knit of this, so I'm getting it together, Joan.
Oh, cool.
But she also has a blanket obsession.
Oh, see, you two, good. I'm glad you two found each other.
Yes, we. But anyways, so yes, I have, and I'm kind of loosely striping it too. So, okay, so this is my top edge. So like with the other blanket, I want a row of the more warm colored hearts to be the upright row. And then I have the more cool colored hearts, which will be the upside down row.
Or if you're feeling really, really crazy that day, you could flip it.
Whoa.
And the cool ones could be the right side up row.
There you go. Getting wild and crazy in the pink.
You're just so funny how you are like, oh, well, these are going to be the upright ones. And technically any of them can be, yeah. You do know that, right?
True. I mean, that is true. And with the size this will be, you can actually flip it sideways if you're feeling it.
Oh, and then I don't know if you could handle that. That might be too much for you.
Well, not all blankets, but a lot of blankets are directional. So.
Oh no, I clean houses for a living. I cannot tell you how many times I will go into a room where somebody has pulled the blanket. At one house, the beds aren't made, the sheets are folded and clean at the ends of the bed. And so the people just are supposed to pull the blanket up and put the pillows on top. There's one blanket that is constantly the wrong direction. I do not know why nobody can figure it out. Like, dude, if you pull the blanket up and your toes would stick out, it's not right. Like, the common sense, right? No, I don't know. Anyway, yes. So my point is that they are directional. I am very, very familiar.
So as
the joys of the stuff I deal with.
Exactly. They are directional, and I'm taking that into account when I'm knitting these little hearts. But yeah, I like this. I like the fall colorness of it. I think, yeah, and kind of like with the coffin quilts, I'm knitting this using all of my Very Good yarn. So there's part of me going like, this is sweater quality, and I'm not making sweaters. I'm just making blankets by the yard. But I'm also like, but I'm really going to like this blanket though. Like this is going to be a really nice blanket to have.
I'm with you. I get it. Yeah. You know what, Anne? You do you. If it makes you happy, it is not anybody else's business. If you want to take, your cashmere, silk, Angora, alpaca, quivet, or whatever yarn and make it into a blanket, that is only your business. So there you go.
Well, that's not quite, excuse me, that's not quite what I'm doing. But I mean, like, I was looking at sales from the coffin quilt, like, yay, I made money. It's like, I did not make as much money as that quilt cost to make in yarn.
But okay, so if we
eventually, maybe,
and if we based what we did on if we could cover our yarn, we would have gone out of business many, many moons ago. Like,
would not have worked.
Baker Street. I want to say I absolutely love the range of coffin quilt to candy heart blanket. I'm here for it. Yes, this is Anne in a nutshell. And everybody's digging the deeper tones you chose for this one, which is cool because it's nice to see it as like a baby blanket because that's an obvious choice. But it's also nice to see it as like it doesn't have to be a baby blanket. Everybody can enjoy it. And I'm really glad that you did not make the coffin quilt into a baby blanket because that would have been weird and morbid.
Yeah, that's just not good. But yeah, colors work great for a baby blanket. Super cute. But also for like, no, it's hearts, but it's not. I know. A lot of other people are into the bright pinks and reds. Good for them. Mm-hmm. Absolutely good for them. But
Mama Nevin would like to know how many coffin quilts you've made and how many heart ones you've made.
Well, I did do a couple of, because my coffin quilt's right here. Like I did testing blocks for the coffin quilt. I didn't knit a full coffin quilt before this one. So just one on the coffin quilt front. The heart blanket, I did a large worsted weight one, which I showed off last week that I didn't quite like as much. And then this kind of candy heart looking one. And then, so this will be my third heart blanket.
Yeah. And I think the difference is that the coffin quilt didn't take as much figuring as the heart blanket did because of the shapes you were working with. Mm-hmm. So, I got a question though. We haven't talked about it in a really long time. You know that magical sampler blanket you have? Are you
Oh yeah,
still adding to it or no?
the Intarsia one. I have blocks for it, but the thing is that the original blanket, I sewed bits of it together, but I didn't weave all the ends in, and it wasn't quite square. And B, my dog really loved it, so it's the slightest bit mishty, and I'm not sure if I want to add the new blocks to the old
Mhm.
blanket because of that.
Mhm.
But I still have a pile of blocks, definitely.
Okay. Because I know that for a while that had been a blanket that you, I don't know if you were using it or whatever, but
Mhm.
you had, and so I was just wondering, like, are you gonna be a little bit more grown up and have the heart blanket and not have the mishmash Intarsia one?
Oh no,
So
I of
so the
course.
dog claimed it, so of course it's
Right. It's not like bad, but yeah, it's
I'm
not
not
as
saying
nice
it's bad.
as it could be.
This is a
Um,
little bit more grown up. It goes with you, like you in your cute little outfit with your cute little blanket. Whereas
yeah.
I could probably have the other one in my t-shirt and jeans and my slippers and this
Otherwise,
hairdo.
I mean, the other one is like an archaeology quilt. It's like the beginning of stuff that I have. I mean, we have Avengers stuff in there and dragons and
Yeah.
logos I did for people and all sorts of not. And I mean, even if I sewed together my blocks that I've done since then, which I haven't added blocks for the past, I don't know, maybe long as much as 5 years. Um,
Wow. No,
yeah,
well, I was gonna say, haven't you added some from when we've been together and we've been together 5 years?
yeah, but I
So
don't. I may have stitched some on since then.
yeah.
Maybe I did,
Mhm.
but
It's hard to
okay,
remember. Okay.
3 years at least. I haven't added anything to it.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, so I have a smallish stack, and yeah, and if because of all the crazy logos I invent that I'll do a test block in, worsted weight acrylic, and then I'll keep it or I'll keep knitting it until the pattern is good. So you have the rough, better, 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 and then I will stitch that all into a blanket. So it'll be
Yes,
fun.
because yeah, anybody who doesn't know, that's exactly what she does. She's not like me. When I design a hat, which I haven't done in way too long, and I really need to. I got some plans in my head. I just haven't had the opportunity. But so when I start a pattern, I chart it, and then I just start knitting a hat, and hopefully it turns out just fine. And I've learned through the years what works and what doesn't. But Anne, the perfectionist that she is, she charts by hand generally,
Yeah.
and then she knits it, and then she'll be like, I don't like this stitch here, and then she will redo the whole thing without that stitch to see if it's better. Whereas
Mhm.
me, I'm like, when I publish a pattern, I'll take that stitch out because I feel like I've done it enough that I can look at it and be like, all right, that's fine. But
Yeah.
she'll be like,
Well,
oh no, I'd like it to curve here a little bit more, so I'm gonna add like 2 stitches. Like,
well,
she's
yeah.
very much a
Well, and
perfectionist.
I mean,
She swatches before she starts stuff.
I don't always swatch because swatches lie. I do, but sometimes I'm like,
I don't
but like the
ever.
like old Trump back here. Well, part of it is too that a lot of
Old
times
Trump.
old Trump, my bud. But when I start to do something, I'll be like, yeah, and the chart will look like this, and it looks fine, and I'm like,
Mhm.
yeah, that'll be good. But when I start it, it's like out of proportion. It's because the
I
way
mean,
knitting is often too
charts do
wide.
lie. My Trump up here, I tried to knit him, and he would have been cool had it worked out. I ran out of time,
Mhm,
but he's slightly not pudgy enough in his face. It's a
mhm.
little bit too long because that's square, and I don't know. Like the way it charted out, it doesn't. Kendra says she duplicate stitch to hide if there's only a stitch or two. Now, if you're making the pattern and you're Anne, that is not the answer. I'm just saying. I'm with you. I would do it, but
Well, and also I'm like, well, I'd have to duplicate stitch for my own benefit. Like, no, no, no. because I'm not making the finished product at that point. Like I have, well, okay, so stuff that I do that I have knit through is a lot of the nerd hats I've made the past year. Like, so I have like the Nerdrotic glasses, and I made that hat and scarf set for our friend Epic Mike. And I made X-Ray Girl a hat. So, but I have lettering for that for how to, if you're writing X-Ray Girl, it was a purple hat with the letters on it. It was very sports teamy. But anyways, even just letters, you're like, yeah, sports ball. But when you're writing letters, it's like, okay, how are the spaces going to be? What are the proportions of it? And like, even if I'm starting with somebody else's chart for letters, I'm like, yeah, but it could look better. I mean, let's make this. So I'll sit there and I'll readjust. There was I did one for her husband, Mark the Cyborg. Mark the Cyborg is a very long thing to write, so I had to keep trying to shove the letters smaller until I got it so it was still legible, but I probably should have just done 2 rows. But anyways, trying to sit there and figure these things out. But the Legion of Memers chart, did a Razor Fist one. That was a pain in the butt. But stuff like that where I will knit it and be like, it's too wide. So I will sit there with a pencil and I will cut out rows. And then I'll either redraw. Sometimes I've reknit the chart with the rows just cut out on the chart. Also a pain. It's much better to sit there with the graph paper and be like, okay, we're doing this again. But yeah, trying to get everything nice and proportioned. And I know that there's knitting graph paper where, the squares are not the same. Even that isn't quite perfect either. I mean, it's workable, but I will just take regular graph paper and figure out what the proportions ought to be and reshape it and like I said, you can do knitting graph paper, but it's not quite my gauge anyways, and a knit stitch isn't quite square. So there's going to be a little bit of a translation between. And yeah, so yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, might as well do that.
You're being called an artist and that you're no quitter in the comments. So there you go.
Well, I
Both
quit
are
something.
true.
I quit something.
Not when it comes to your knitting patterns. Come on.
That's right. Yeah, and in case anyone's wondering, Heart Quilt will have a chart. I have not written the chart yet, but I also have an idea.
Because it will have a printed chart, but it will start off probably as a hand-drawn chart because it's Anne.
Oh, yeah, I already have the hand-drawn chart. I have multiple versions of the hand-drawn chart. So
you're so funny. And see me, I pay the $33 and I have Stitch Fiddle, and then I can just graph it.
Stitch Fiddle will not take my money. It will not allow, I only have the free version. It will not allow me through regular card or PayPal or nothing.
You and I will talk. I'll set you up, because then once you're ready to do it, it's great. So
right.
And I have like 150 charts in there from different things I've tried and didn't like. So it's nice to have the paid version.
Yeah, because I have to, when I write new charts for stuff, like for my coffin quilt, what I had to do, so I had the big chart for the coffin quilt, and then I'm like, okay, so you can see the big chart if you want to, but there's individual section charts, because otherwise you're sitting there and you're looking at little tiny squares and you want a normal size chart for just the section that you're working on. But what I did is I had the big chart, and then I only had enough room in Stitch Fiddle for one extra. So I would have to cut down the chart, copy it and cut down the chart every time, and then do the next section and cut it down. Anyways, yep. It was
I can help you.
It was silly. But I did it, and there's some lovely charts in the coffin quilt. And there will be some lovely charts in the heart quilt.
I'll help you with it.
Thank you.
I don't know. I've never talked about this ever.
I know that, well, Neil loves his charts, and Neil is always like, oh, well, you should get the paid version for Stitch Fiddle. I'm like, I've told you so many times, Neil, they will not take my money. I have tried so often to get them to take my money.
That's so weird.
I don't know.
Me, I don't even know how I went in and it had expired, and I'm like, oh yeah, I want to re-up, and all of a sudden I didn't even do anything. It was like, okay, yeah, you're all set, and I'm like, did they charge me? I think it went through PayPal or something, but it just like was so easy that I didn't even worry about it. So
Well, that's
I'll
lovely.
take care of you.
Thank you, because they have like a block on my account or something. They're like, this chick, too many charts. Her charts.
Well, I have more than you.
Was it the skulls? It could have been the skulls.
Hey, speaking of skulls, so we're doing the Puritanical Knitting Fun Run.
We are.
And if you missed it, if you've been living under a rock, oh, I don't have the merch for that yet, but I'm gonna have it next week. I promise. Promise. You and I have to talk because I work really well when Anne is kind of like on the phone and I'm doing the work, because then it keeps me from talking to my kids, my husband. Like if I'm like on the phone with Anne and we're having a meeting, then I get it done. So Anne, we need
and
to
also
have a meeting.
you're getting stuff done, and I'm like throwing out random ideas where I'm like, well, crap.
Yeah, I'm trying to like do math or something, and she'll be like, so I was thinking, and there was a squirrel running by, and then I thought that we should do this knitting thing, and I'm like, Anne, excuse me, I'm trying to work here.
Well, we are doing Puritanical Knitting Fun Run. And again, 75% black or dark gray yarn, or anything with Puritan grave iconography.
Chicken Lady's yarn, who she just popped in. I think she left already, but she has this really cool yarn, and it's 75% black. And also Tina from One of Yarn and Fibers has a couple of different colorways that are like dark gray and fit the whole bill. So you can check her out, because this goes through November, so you got time. And there is a requirement of what you make, except that you do have to use dark gray or black, and it has to be 75% of the project. And if you want to not use that much, you have to use puritanical iconography, but it's not like what you're thinking of. It's skulls, but it's not like angel wings and crosses, right? Like, so it's, you gotta, is it angel wings?
Yes, maybe? Angel wings. They particularly loved winged hourglasses. There's a lot of those. Because because time flies. Remember, time is short. But yeah, that is
sorry.
Lovely.
Kendra said that she was hanging out in New York for a minute. I love New York. I do love it here. But we are going to talk about it once we're done talking knitting.
Send you a bouquet of freshly sharpened pencils.
What?
Like from You Got Mail.
I don't remember that
you love New York in the fall?
I do love New York in the fall, but I don't remember that part of the... Is that in the original? No, You've Got Mail is not the original. That's Shop Around the Corner.
Shop Around the Corner. I don't remember that. It was in Budapest.
Yeah, well, whatever. It was still based on the same thing.
Yes.
Anyway. So they liked hourglasses, and it's not necessarily what you think it is when it comes to puritanical symbolism. So make sure you check it out, because Anne will disqualify you if it does not pertain.
Yeah.
So
there says
wing skulls are.
Yeah, there's, and also if you are like, Anne, you are wrong. You said crosses don't count. I found a cross right here, and present your evidence. I am amenable to evidence.
Yes. She doesn't mind if you tell her she's wrong sometimes. Sometimes she does. It's hard to say.
You got receipts? You got receipts. Okay, you pass if you got receipts. But anyways, sorry, I just said that and I grabbed, that was not intentional. My big old no, like no.
Oh my gosh. Okay, cool. So we've spent half an hour talking about Anne. I don't have any name this week, which is why it was great that she had a lot to say. Yeah. You may or may not have seen my tiny Finnish cat as the cover art for this week's video, because I didn't have time to make a actual title page like I usually do. So really cute. It was tiny, and it took forever to put the tail on that darn thing, because it was like, oh, crochet around. I couldn't see the stitches. Okay, I've hit that age where I probably could use some reading glasses to see the stitches. But this is This is my little cat that we made. My kids went to a birthday party last Saturday. Sorry, it's a little, but it was crocheted with fingering weight yarn and a 2.5 millimeter hook, and he was very small. Very cute though. The kid liked it, so it all worked out. But that's all I did. Betty says no is a complete sentence.
This mug is, sorry for lipstick, no fear. It's a Daredevil mug. When I poured the coffee, you could see Daredevil's grimacing face, but not anymore. It's gotten a little cooler.
Ah, it's one of those ones. That's cool.
Yeah.
So, and while we've been talking, I started this baby hat because my step grandpa's wife's kid, my grandma has since passed, but he was married to her and he got remarried. So it's a very loose connection, but they're having a baby. So I figured I'd make a little hat because I like her. She's very nice. So, I met the kid once. So he seemed nice. His wife seemed nice. Whatever.
Like he needed a hat. He had a head to put it on and everything.
But they're having a baby and I didn't have anything to work on. And there was some purple yarn and a pair of needles that were appropriate. So yay. Sometimes that's how it goes, right?
Works for me.
And I feel like I need something that I'll get a win out of. I'll get a quick win out of this today, probably.
Yeah.
So there's that. And my kid at co-op is doing great with her knitting. And she made an ear warmer and she said she hated her ear warmer. So I showed her how to take it out and we're finishing it into a hat.
Nice.
And then I also told her, because I've been letting her pick her projects because she's the only knitting student. But I told her for the last 3 weeks of co-op, we're going to do lace knitting. And she kind of went, because she's kind of like me and lace is not necessarily our thing. We're a little bit more tomboy, I'm not tomboy, but do you know what I mean? Like not fancy. Yeah. Although I do have this fancy shawl that I have back here so everybody can still enjoy that my mom made it for me.
And it's
sparkly. So I do have that right there, just in case, because I don't have a lot of places to wear it. But no, I was telling the girl though that we're gonna do lace knitting because she does wear like bandanas, like how like little kerchiefs are cute for teenagers. And like, we're going to make one of those because it has increases, it has I-cord, it has, lace and reading your knitting. And I'm like, you might not like lace knitting, but it's a really good skill. So,
and the way the fabric behaves is totally different with lace and how it forms and moves and different directional things. And yeah, that's all very good.
And seriously, if she wanted to be a master knitter, I mean, she just turned 13, but I'm telling you, I show her something once and she's like, okay. And that's that. And she can do it. And so I just want her to get the skills of like how to read the increases and the charts and the decreases and the, so anyway, that's my story.
Yeah.
But I did mention, because Kendra talked about how beautiful New York is, and New York is beautiful, especially this time of year, because we got like, Letchworth State Park and the Finger Lakes and those are the things that are close to me. And with the leaves changing and like the beautiful scenery, it's just a great place to be. But if you are a New Yorker in New York City, it's not that great right now. We got Mondami there running to be mayor of New York. And he's a straight up communist. And he's like happy to be a communist and proud of it. And so this is what I wanted to ask you guys about. I mean, he's a piece of trash. He's probably going to win. But there's this guy running for the Republican, Curtis Sliwa. He's been in politics for a long time. He has a organization that he started himself, and he's all about like protecting people and, being a good human being is a lot of his stuff. But he only has 15% of the vote. And if he were to drop out, Cuomo would have the opportunity to beat Mondami. So This is my question to you guys. Should he drop out? I mean, obviously what we say is not going to have an impact on it, but or is it going to be kind of like 2020 where like we get the communist guy in, everybody realizes that it's a giant dumpster fire, and then they change? Like, do they need to have this experience? Like, I don't know.
I don't know. New York's had a lot of very bad experiences. You'd think they'd have learned.
Well, I understand that. Kendra says she worries that New York the city will destroy the whole state. I mean, yeah, as I was talking about last week, we subsidize them. And if they get a freaking communist guy on there who has like free grocery stores and stuff, who's going to be subsidizing it? Oh, that would be me up here in upstate New York working. Yeah.
Yeah, it's well, and the thing is that hey, it's like communist policies and socialist, fascist, communist, all brothers together. It's like these policies literally kill people. Like actually, in the sense of if you let criminals run free, they will continue to do crime, and a favorite crime is murder. And endangerment and robbery and the rest of it that we have. And you have a lot of communist judges and activist judges who let dangerous criminals go free, and then they commit dangerous crimes again. So having that, and that's just stage 1 communism. That's not even late stage authoritarian communism, which also kills people. But you have, so Cuomo is like he's not as radical, but also he killed Granny in COVID. So his policy will also kill people, but just not as flagrant.
Less obviously.
Yeah, not with the Wes Anderson logo. So
if Mondami wins, it'll be good for Westchester real estate. Maybe. How often do they vote for mayor? Would the city survive for the next election? I don't know how often mayors vote for. Is it every 6 years? That feels right to me, maybe.
I don't know. I know with mayor.
No, maybe it's not. Did we just vote? I'll have to look. Hold on. But so here we are talking about it, and I remember at the beginning of COVID, I was talking about how much I hated Cuomo, and now I'm like, should we try to get Cuomo as governor? Like, the dude's a piece of. Everybody is a burning dumpster fire. The whole situation is a giant.
I'm not perverted. I'm just Italian. Happy Columbus Day, everybody.
Vote for. Oh, how often does New York City? It's every 4 years. Okay. Oh, I guess I thought that it sometimes coincided with the president, but I guess not. Okay, just me. I don't, because I can't vote for it. I guess I don't know. But the question was, will they survive till the next election? I don't know. If he got in, would there be another election? Oh, and that was the other thing I want to talk about, the Sharia law thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so I don't know. My question is, if you're Siloa, do you drop out? Do you let Cuomo have the opportunity to win? Or do you let it go like we did with Biden and then things got better after? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, certainly Cuomo wouldn't drop out in favor of the other guy.
Well, of course not. But the other guy does not have a shot. Like, you know what I mean? So,
which is its own. It's like I can't. Not that Republicans would do well in New York City, but it's like the Republican Party should have run a better candidate. They should have been a little more strategic that way.
I mean, I think the guy running is actually really good. I've listened to him talk a lot and stuff, but he's this is a conversation I have with my dad a lot, that on the Democratic side, they have sound bites that they're able to like say their point and, trans women are women. That's their point. Mm-hmm. Whereas our side, the conversation is more in depth. We say trans women are not women, but also there's more to it that we feel about it, right? Like you can't change biology. You can't, if you are born with certain traits, you cannot get some implants and say you're a chick. Like it's, yeah. So I think he's a good candidate, but you need somebody who can do the soundbite thing better. It's the world we're living in. And that's what Bongino used to say all the time on his show, is that elections are won with sound bites, and that, if you can't get that little bit thing that everybody remembers and listens to, then you don't have a shot. Yeah. And so I don't know. But it was just something because I've been thinking about that election a lot. It affects us, even though it doesn't affect us and we can't vote, but it will affect us. You know that.
Yeah, it's that whole, taxation without representation thing.
Speaking of the UN wants to tax us without representing us. You hear that?
Yes. Okay. Man, I hate the UN. I hate the UN so much.
Ant's always hated the UN.
I've hated the UN from a child. Have I hated? Sorry, not to mean I just broke yarn, not to make fists for no reason. Again, hate the UN. Hate it. It is a brutal, evil, murdering organization that always sides with terrorists, and their police force abuses people all around the world, wherever they're stationed. And then the UN policy is, oh, it's okay, you can go home back to your country where you don't get prosecuted. Screw them. Mm-hmm. Sorry. And again, evil sides with terrorists every time.
Mm-hmm. But I don't think that they should be able to put a climate tax on us.
No.
I don't want to pay their climate tax. I don't want to be involved. They are not my elected officials, and they are not allowed to tax me. And I guess we're going to have to, I don't know. I feel like with some of the stuff at some point, I'm going to just have to go out and start organizing protests and things, because something's got to give, and they need to start listening to us.
Yeah. And
here, Kendra. They need to kick the UN out and use their building as a detention center for deportation. I mean, that's not a bad idea.
And especially since the recent thing where they insult Trump, and they're like, oh yeah, we're going to cut off his mic. We're going to cut off the teleprompter. I think it was just the teleprompter, not the mic, because he went on a screed. Trump can sit there and stand there and tell you exactly what he thinks. He doesn't need a teleprompter, Obama.
Yeah.
But also the whole stopping the escalator thing, where it stopped before he got on it. And a couple of people pointed that out. Look, Trump has had several assassination attempts, and that could be an easy setup for you expect to move your standing stock still. That's not totally unwarranted. And anyways, it's rude and it's stupid. And the American government pays for the stupid building, and we subsidize all of that crap. And it's like, oh yeah, well, we're just going to virtue signal. It's like, oh, well, we can just play in this pretend land where we pretend that all the countries of the world have an equal amount of power, and they don't. And we are being nice because we pay for the table for everyone to sit at. But after a while, you have to be like, hey, I'm sorry, why is Iran on the, Female Rights Council? Let's think these things through. Actually, we need a bit of a come to Jesus meeting. But yeah, UN sucks. And it's like, oh, man, if we didn't have the UN, we'd all be at war. Well, we're all at war anyways. UN is a lie. But also, it's like, no, we can actually make treaties individually with individual nations. We don't need a UN building to cover for the worst actors in the world.
Yeah. Okay. Emily has a point that I want to go to in a second. But did you see? I don't know what event they were at, but there was something that they were at, and in front of Trump it said Peace 2025. Maybe it was a UN event, maybe it was something else. But did you see the line of world leaders that were waiting to get pictures taken with him?
Oh yeah.
Like, I watched it. It was like a 2-minute clip, and it was sped up, and it was just people, person after person after person, going up there to shake Trump's hand and get their picture taken with him. Like, everybody's like, oh, he's such a joke around the world. Really? I've never met anybody that I thought was a joke that I stood in line to get my picture taken with. Like, if you think somebody's a joke, you're generally like blow them off. Oh, like maybe Biden. I'm just saying.
Where Biden was always shuffling at the back of the pack with these.
Trump, like, and then after all the people took individual pictures with him, he was just standing there, and like the group like surrounded him to take the picture. Like, it wasn't like he was, just coming in off this. Yeah. Kendra said he was like a rock star. That's true. It was kind of like, yeah.
Well, yeah, and with this Israeli peace deal, that's a massive deal. It's a massive deal internationally, even though, as is always the case, okay, very, very glad that the hostages are back. The living hostages are back. We still have some of the bodies to be returned. But it was, it's like, okay, well, we're gonna do this deal and we're gonna swap for the hostages. Well, who does Hamas get back? Their buddies who are weeping because they haven't seen their mother for years, who blew up buses and murdered girls and did all of these acts of terrorism. Like, oh, how terrible! You've been in an Israeli prison and you're still looking okay. You're not thin. You're not abused. Whereas the people who were just at a concert and in their homes are coming back looking skeletal. And and then also, okay, peace deal is signed with Israel. Within the hour, Hamas is killing people in Gaza who dissent against Hamas. They are having public executions. Anyways,
that's messed up.
But
yeah.
Sorry. I have very little. Sorry. I'm very, very pro-Israel. And also just the dichotomy of that we're supposed to think that there's some sort of moral equivalence here between Israel and Hamas is insane.
Well, I think that Anna and I were talking about this actually this week, that people associate dislike of Hamas with dislike of the Palestinian people or the people in Gaza or whatever. And that's not the case. Hamas are terrorists. We know that they are terrorists. We do not support them. As Anna's Cup says, no, say no to Hamas. And
no to terrorism. Do not negotiate with terrorists.
Exactly.
Even though there was negotiating with terrorists to get the hostages back, I get that. But also,
right. I mean, to broker a peace deal, yes, we may have to negotiate with them because we wanted the war to stop. But also,
but yeah,
Hamas is a terrorist organization, and as Anne said, now that they are not killing Israelis, they are killing their own people, and that is wrong. And it's not the everyday people that live there that we are against. It's the people that
a lot of them are collaborators, but.
Well, and also if they don't go out into the street when something happens, then they get reported and then they get killed.
If you live under
a situation.
Yeah, if you live under a brutal regime, it is very difficult to resist that brutal regime and get out of that brutal regime. I don't want to undercut that.
But I mean, I have no respect for a organization that builds their bunkers under hospitals so that if people want to bomb them, they also have to bomb the sick people in the hospital. Like there's something very wrong there. And we're not gonna, Kendra says that Hamas means violence. I didn't know that. So interesting. I wanted to get to what Emily said, but this goes into the Sharia law thing kind of equally well. So did you hear that there's a bill? I don't remember the dude who was fronting it, but that they want to outlaw Sharia law here in the U.S. And
I mean, the thing is that is an excellent thing. Okay.
mm-hmm.
But the thing is that where Sharia law is, I mean, not in the Islamic world, but in the Western world, that Sharia law isn't as much a codified thing. Like, I mean, you can, well, Dearborn, Michigan too, but you can walk into large, very Muslim portions of England and be like, well, technically Sharia law isn't the law of the land. It's not on the books. But such a large percentage of the population act as if Sharia law is a law of the land, and they enforce it outside of the official government, that it becomes the law of the land. And then eventually everybody's lived with it for a while, and then it becomes codified legally.
So,
like the acting as if it exists comes first.
Right. But it needs to be, this is the difference, okay? If you are Orthodox Christian, if you are a regular Christian, if you are a Jewish person, if you are many different kinds of religion, your religion does not interfere with the laws of our country,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, as a Christian, I believe in the 10 Commandments. I believe that I cannot kill. Yeah. Under Sharia law, if a woman reads in public, she can like get her hand like the rules
according
don't
to Sharia
jive.
law, the sun may not touch a woman's face. That is Sharia law.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of, and it's also an assertion, a public assertion of this is what we believe, and if you do not abide by our rules, there's consequences. Mm-hmm. Beginning with social, ending with not so social, antisocial, one could say.
But it's my point though is that as most religions, you can practice your religion without it interfering with your rights under government, right? Like our country, you can't kill. Well, my religion also says I can't kill. My religion says I can't steal. That's also illegal in our country. So the point is that yes, Sharia law should be banned because it fundamentally does not agree with the rules of our country. I just read something that said a man can have 4 wives. Well, that's not something that we prescribe to here. Yeah, there's weird stuff going on. And yes, some people do have wives, but they're not legally married to all of them, right? So
yeah, and
to an extent you can't govern like what people do in their own house, but also if it's the law that men can have 4 wives and then they have whole blocks that are now a man's, it's weird. They shouldn't have their own laws in court and apply to non-Muslims, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah. And they should not have their own laws and courts ever here. If they come to the U.S., they should assimilate to the U.S. If you are a practicing Muslim and you can follow the laws of the United States, then yes, please come, please join us, please assimilate to our society. If you are coming here from the hellhole that you left and you want it to be like that hellhole, that is not the point. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to get flack for saying that. But you know what? If you are fleeing your country because the terrorists are killing you because you didn't have your burqa covering your face, then there's issues.
But if women then with uncovered arms make you a little like, whoa, this is crazy, then maybe...
Or because I have uncovered arms, you think that you're entitled to have sex with me. That's also an issue. Like that does not jive with the law of our land. And so therefore you assimilate or you leave. Dearborn, Michigan got rid of their noise ordinances so that they can broadcast the call to prayer, sometimes as early as 3:30 in the morning or as late as 11 o'clock at night. I'm sorry, if I'm living in a city that has a noise ordinance, I do not want to be woken up by a religion's call to prayer. Mm-hmm. If that is your religion and you have a call to prayer, set an alarm on your phone. Okay?
And
do your thing. It's not my deal.
But again, it's something that goes one way, that they're like, oh, I'm sorry, can't have church bells. Church bells are too loud. Church bells are a different tone of sound.
Mhm.
It's like, oh, well, church bells may remind you of church. The Muslim call to prayer, and again, church bells are ringing the hours. The Muslim call to prayer, specific times of day. Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyways, it's a
So
different.
but my point is that I don't know why this is being introduced. I don't know who is introducing it, is my point. But it shouldn't even have to be a thing because Sharia law contradicts the law of the United States. So it should not ever have even been allowed. If you
Yeah.
are breaking,
And
but we now live in a society where you can be a person that breaks the law and there's no consequences. So I guess that's why it does have to be codified, because it's nonsense. So anyway, sorry.
yeah, and
I'm really I guess I didn't realize that people were doing this, like that it had to be a law because we are just allowing people willy-nilly to do whatever they want to.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah.
So I'm sorry.
No, definitely. And it is, I don't know, it is a prescription. Yeah.
I went to Dearbornistan one time and it was kind of terrifying. I bet. Because who knows what's going to happen.
As it is a political ideology.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Emily. This is exactly what happened. A pastor said that he did not agree with some of the stuff that was going on, and the man told him to leave the city. He was a pastor that lived in Michigan. That was probably a white dude. And sorry, I have a lot of feelings today. I saw a clip last week about a man in Scotland who was obviously Indian, who was talking about all the white people that had seats in Scotland. I'm sorry, if you come to a country like Scotland that's pretty freaking white, I mean, they're translucent like Anne. So if you go there and you're surprised that white people are running things, why? If I go to India and I started saying, well, that person's brown and this person's brown, why would I expect
wow,
to
there's
be
a lot of
represented
Indians
there?
here. I'm a little confused.
It makes no freaking sense. It makes no sense, and I don't know why we're pandering to all this bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did say that mayor said that he would throw a parade when that man moved out of Dearborn. If that was that man, I would be there harder and make my church bigger. Screw you all. That's what the man was. Tree says they named the street after a known terrorist.
Yeah.
And that's what the guy was protesting. And he told him to get out of the city.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was a I'm forgetting the name, but it was a lead Hamas terrorist who the Israelis took out. But that there was an uptick of that name being new baby names, and it's like, let's start with those people
in England.
In England, but also
no. In England, all spellings of Mohammed are on the top 100 boys' name list now.
Mm-hmm.
And it has, I guess Noah was always the biggest name in England, and now it has been replaced with Mohammed. A Stitch in the Sky says he's no longer Scottish First Minister. Good. Because he obviously was confused about why he was in Scotland. But I've been listening to a lot of stuff. I've actually been listening to the Charlie Kirk Show a lot. They've got a lot of really good people on, trying to fill Charlie's spot. And so it's been really interesting. But they were talking about how they were talking with a man who was running for governor in California. I don't remember his name. He is English. He came here in 2012. And he was talking about how England was ruined because they allowed so many people in so quickly that did not assimilate. And so he's not sure that England will ever be able to come back. And it's just interesting to hear this stuff. And he was saying that we still have a chance here in the US, but not if we continue on the way we are. So anyway.
Well, official numbers are 2 million illegals have left America.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Which is pretty good.
I'd like more. Thank you.
Exactly, more.
If you're not
There
here, if you're not here legally, please go home. Thank you.
there
Thanks for coming to my TED
was
Talk.
yeah, not to have a little South Dakota news. South Dakota news is a bit tamer. But that there was a big dairy here. And okay, a lot of the dairies in South Dakota are foreign owned and foreign worked. And they were all like, oh no, ICE came. And then I'm like, isn't this terrible? They've been working there for years. It's like, yeah, they've been illegal here for years, which is still a crime. And it's like, sure, it's like we have paperwork that you do. Sorry, hello.
Hi.
Sorry, we cut out
So they've
again.
been working here for years, and then what?
No, just that it's like, oh, this is terrible. They're sent home. It's like, we did, ICE did say, hey, if you turn yourself in, we can get you on the line to come back if you're honest about it. We're giving you a grace period. If you self-report, we're going to give you a little grace here. But if we have to come and get you, you're out.
Yeah.
That was reasonable, and they did not do that.
Mm-hmm. So my kids are getting older, right? And so they do play some online games and things. And I have been hearing about like how people groom online and how they like threaten them by like, I'll tell your parents, I'll expose you, I'll whatever. And so trust me, this ties in. It sounds like a weird thought though. But I've been having the conversation with my kids that I want you to come and tell me anything. It might be something that upsets me, but we'll work through it together always. And it's kind of the same thing. Okay, you're legally. Come to me and we'll talk about it and we'll see what we can do. Right? Oh, you were born here, but your parents were, or whatever. Not if you were born here, because that doesn't count. But you came here when you were 2 and you've lived here your whole life. Come talk to me. Let's see what we can do. Like, we're not horrible people, but also we have rules, right? And like I've talked to my kids a lot about online and yeah, I have rules. You don't talk to strangers and stuff. But if you ever get someone who's like, I'm going to tell your mom, that's okay. You come tell me. We'll work through it. I don't care. You know what I mean? So, sorry.
Yeah.
It kind of works together.
No, it does. And also it's if also, if you're illegal, it's like we're going to look at if you are going to be in America, we entirely have the right to know who you are, what you've been doing. Have you being here illegally, already a crime you should be booted for. But if we're like, well, you've worked here a while, we do have to look if you've committed other crimes. That is important.
Mm-hmm.
But
ICE arrested an illegal cop. How do they become? I mean, yeah, that seems messed up. We should probably not have illegal cops. And the Vatican has given Muslims a prayer room. I thought the Vatican was like the city of the Catholic Church. Like, why are there Muslims there? Why do they have a prayer room? Like, isn't the Catholic Church kind of like its own thing? It would be like if Chicken Lady was like, oh, hey, yeah, other competing yarn dyer, come in and sell on my website. Maybe there's a reason, but I don't know that it makes sense. I don't.
No, it's it doesn't make sense. It's like, and also the Democratic Party aren't going to have a special conservative room over there. But yeah, there's all sorts of things, sorry, but Islam is radically different from any stripe. Well, not any stripe, most stripes of the Christian faith. And it's like, all of them, very, very, very different. Arguments can be made in some directions, but not in a complimentary way. But it's like, okay, why are you doing this? Why are you conceding ground? I mean, was even bad enough when King Charles was all like, it's okay, we'll celebrate Muslim holidays and ignore, and ignore
No.
the actual Christian ones when in the English system, the king is also the head of the Church of England. And he's all like, oh yeah, I'm going to do Muslim holidays and I'm going to go pray with the Pope. And it's, well, what is Anglicanism is its own issue. It's really, really sad what the Anglican Church is. And their new archbishop, who's radical feminist. Again, she's following an ideology, she's following a religion, but it doesn't happen to be Anglicanism.
Yeah, I love the clips of all the people in charge of churches, or not in charge, but like pastors, priests, whatever, who are like just saying things that just aren't even biblical. Like just totally being like, yeah, we're going to do this. No, stop it.
And the Anglican churches in Africa have separated from England because the African churches actually have doctrine, and they're pretty serious about this. And they're like, no, we're not playing. And it's interesting too, because I was hearing from a guy who's an itinerant preacher, and he was talking about how he every December he likes to go to Italy and preach in their churches there. That he does a little thing, and he speaks through a translator. And it was really funny because he's like that in Italy, that they're more likely, the local Italians are more likely to go to church in December, and they love a big American preacher. They think that's very exciting. And he's like, you're Italian, surely your own preachers, get out there and really talk, because I think that'd be a Italian sport. But talking about that, it's like, oh no, they want to come here, the American preacher, because that's a novelty thing. And he's like, so you get more people in the door, and we can preach the gospel to them. But he says that how many Baptist churches specifically, but churches in general in Italy, that it is not local Italians there, it is immigrants from Africa. And because they are more faithful with church attendance and more serious about their faith than the local Italians, and how difficult it is to reach them. But anyways, so yeah, that's a freebie. Also, speaking a little bit, because again, everyone's political spectrum is a little off. Something that I found interesting in local South Dakota news. Maybe couple last week before, had a little local parade. So like our governor was in the parade, and Dusty Johnson was there and stuff, and it was exciting. But yeah, that there was this, sorry, not to ramble. There was another event where our state representative was there, and it was right after it was an event, kind of loosely a Charlie Kirk memorial, but a local political event. And she was talking about the needing local leaders, which we definitely do everywhere, but also sort of the quote that you have people pushing even conservative things that are not right and not structured right, but to score political points. And South Dakota, it has always been legal to have the 10 Commandments up in your classroom if you wanted to, if you were a teacher. Okay. So that has, never had an issue with that. It's South Dakota. You can do that if you like. But there was this legislation that was being pushed that you mandatorily had to hang the 10 Commandments in every single classroom as per state law. Okay. And this gal was like, I don't think that the 10 Commandments should be something that is used as a football like that. that it should be used as a sense of virtue signaling, as a like, oh well, I'm doing this. But the thing is that piece of legislation wasn't pushed so they'd be like, oh yeah, we're going to help the kids, get some good moral principles. No, it was being pushed so that somebody running for office could say like, well, this person doesn't believe in the 10 Commandments because they don't think it should be hung up like, an obey poster, and again, 10 Commandments, excellent thing, actual scripture, but being used as a political push, even though it's on the right side, is not the right thing to do there.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. I think that we should, I don't know. I'm over it. So somebody in the comments was asking if you've talked about an update on Tommy yet.
On Tommy Robinson? No, yeah. I haven't.
Do you have one or no?
Not really.
Not today? Okay.
No, I mean, there's his court case and stuff, and it's, they want him in jail. They want him dead in jail. But no, I don't have any particular. I saw that, he had been in court.
Mm-hmm.
But
okay. What else have we got? We've gone quite long today.
Well, there's other stuff, but we are at an hour.
You can do a quick one. Do a quick what you got? No.
Speaking
I'm listening to you. I'm just looking at a chart so that I can move on with my hat. Just so you're not like, what is she doing?
This is just a quick thing, but a man who was arrested in Oklahoma was a part of the October 7th massacre planned for Hamas in Oklahoma, and they arrested him. But yeah, did not come in legally.
Interesting.
Yeah.
In Oklahoma. Excellent. So, what else do we know?
Everything else, I have another story, but it's long form. We've gone long already. So we've talked about news. We've done stuff.
It's been a fun day. Like, you know what? Like, I love doing this and I love all you guys and stuff, but like, the end is in sight for my really, really busy season right now. And I feel like a better person. Do you know what I mean? Like, like you can finally like kind of relax, be like, I feel like that today. Yeah, no, my life is not together, but at least I can breathe a little bit more. I've got one more big day of work, and then after that, it's not so bad, I hope. When I get off of here, I have to go call Old Navy because they think I'm trying to scam them. They've lost the same package twice, and so I requested a refund, and they're like, we think that you're lying. And I'm like, just because you can't ship, I don't know what to tell you. Like,
Holly of Mystery Mouse is in the chat. Hi, Holly. If any of you haven't seen her, she's doing a Vlogtober. So if you haven't checked out her videos, do, because they're super cute.
I bet they are.
Yeah. She does little cartoon Halloween themed mice for every video, and I love them. I love them all.
That sounds pretty cute. All right. Well, I guess that it is good that we're ending because my computer has decided it's tired of being a computer and wants to go to sleep. So, we're gonna sorry, I was trying to find something. So we're going to get going. Make sure you check out Chicken Lady Fiber Arts because she's pretty cool and we like her. And if you use the code PIKDeviled, you're going to get 20% off of your order of $50 or more. If you comment on this video on either YouTube or Rumble, once it's all done, because we don't go back to live chat comments, you'll be entered to win that Red Hen of Delaware, right?
Blue Hen of Delaware.
Hen of Delaware.
Get your hens together.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Delaware
So,
only has one hen, probably.
I don't know. So, do the thing. Check out the chicken lady. We like her.
Join
Follow
us
us.
for the Puritanical Knitting Fun Run.
Yes. Yes.
I'm seeing people having their photos already. By the way, whips count. They totally count. But yeah, there is a form for when you have your finished item, and there will be a photo contest for best photo. So make them fun.
Yep. People are talking about the trunk show. Yes. And when Ann and I have our business meeting about merch, I instead of her giving me all of her ideas, I will get her on that list so that we can set that up.
I've talked to a couple of people already, but I haven't been extensive yet. Just
No. You gotta give it to me because I have the email. I got the thing that says, "Hey, we're doing the trunk show."
that's true.
We talked about this anyway. Sorry, guys. We don't mean to fight in front of you.
Having a domestic. And I just
this is
mentioned it to a couple people. Okay, I was talking to them already.
This is the extent of our fights, so we're fine. But
Buy Chicken Lady yarn. Never fight about that. Always a good decision.
And like, comment, subscribe. We've been getting new followers. I've seen them coming in. I've been seeing comments. So when you guys engage, it tells YouTube, hey, we like them. And then they tell more people to watch us.
Also, YouTube has a new feature where you can I forget what it's called now, but you can boost people's videos or hype their videos or whatever their little word is. That you can
I saw that.
Yeah. So if you would do that for us, we would be very grateful.
Lacey says she hates it when Mom and Mom fight. We're fine. We're not fighting. But check us out.
We still love you.
Do the thing with the chicken lady. Use the code PIK Deviled for 20% off your order, $50 or more. Check us out. Do all the things. And we'll see you guys soon. Right?
See you then.
All right. Bye, everybody.